right, I'm giving my informative speech on the PA profession, and I have 3 audience members, if you would show yourselves. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to jump right in. Someday, you or your loved ones will need advanced medical care. As you age, or if you have some kind of unforeseen emergency, you will require care. And you want an experienced medical professional to be the person giving you the care. PAs are experienced medical professionals who work in every field of healthcare, even surgery, and they are very trustworthy and they are well trained. I can give this talk because I intend to become a PA, and I have researched the profession, and I also have a healthcare undergrad major in exercise science. And my objective for this talk is to show y'all that PAs' careers are characterized by a life of service, critical thinking, and just being intelligent individuals anyways, and compassion towards all people. So let's jump right in. So PAs on average see about 71 patients a week, and that number goes up in emergency care and things like that. And they are forced to be servants, and sometimes, especially with things like COVID, sometimes they're forced to take on positions that are technically not their job description, as of course these hospitals have gotten super crazy in the midst of COVID. And we are in need of even more healthcare professionals as our population ages in America. And PAs are going to be the servants who lead the way as fewer and fewer people are going to medical school. And a great way to paint a picture of the ideal servant is in Matthew 23:11, where Jesus says to the disciples who are arguing amongst themselves, "The greatest among you will be your servant." So although PA is a very distinguished profession, a lot of times they have to fill in places or fill in the gaps, shall we say, in medical care. So second, let's talk about the intellect that is required and the critical thinking that is required by these medical professionals. So to show how well educated PAs must be, I figured I would share a statistic from the most recent class of 2023 at University of Lynchburg, and show how competitive it is to even get into PA school. There were around 1,400 applications. Around 600 of them were verified. They had 74 interviews, and only 40 people were admitted. And after people get into PA school, by the way, there's a 31.6% acceptance rate into PA school, and now it's around 40% overall across all med schools and PA schools. But during these few crazy years of PA school, they have 1 year of didactic education, which is in the classroom learning about all the pathologies and things they'll apply, and then they have 1 year of clinical, which is where they will just apply all their knowledge. And for my visual aid, I want to show, because PAs are able to prescribe medicine just like MDs. They can prescribe meds, and they will learn to do so because of their pharmacology class and their clinicals. Also, I wanted to emphasize that as Christians, especially Christians who decide to go into the medical field, we have to know what Psalm 111:10 says, which is, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom." And that just shows that you can be wise in your own ways, but being wise in the Lord is the best way to succeed, and I would dare to say academically succeed in that way. Lastly, 1 Corinthians 13 says that if I have all knowledge and understand all mysteries but have not love, I am nothing. So, that being said, let's talk about how compassionate PAs must be. They will see their patients in their darkest hours a lot of times. PAs are often the ones who are there when they tell their loved ones what stage cancer they have, or when they're trying to save someone's life in the ER. And PAs are surprisingly preferred to MDs when it comes to their interpersonal skills. A study by Leach and other scholars done in 2018 showed that patients do prefer PAs when it comes to their bedside manner, while they prefer MDs when it comes to like professional like skills, and they just trust someone with a doctorate. And I wanted to paint a good picture of how PAs have to be selfless sometimes, because they're humans too, and they come to work and they have their own baggage or their own things to carry, but I wanted to relate it to Matthew 14, when Jesus had just learned that his cousin John the Baptist had died. He went to a desolate place to be by himself. But in verse 14 it says that the crowds followed Jesus, and he looked upon them and had compassion on them and healed their sick. In the same way, as soon as PAs get to work, whatever work environment it may be, they need to put away their own burdens and care for the sick that are in front of them. And lastly, Paul says in Colossians 3:12 to put on compassionate hearts and humility and meekness. So I envision a PA going into work and deciding to put on compassion that day, because it just doesn't come naturally to us as humans. So to summarize, I just wanted to share with you that the PA profession really can characterize and show God's character, and as Christian PAs, we can turn our profession into a mission field. And the next time you need health care, and you are seen by a PA, just look at them and realize how hard they have worked to get where they are. Thank you very much.